per square foot. For example, kitchen floor, you would need to know how many square feet are needed. All right, still experiencing some technical difficulties here. Let's see. For example, to purchase tile for a kitchen floor, you would need to know how many square feet are needed because tile is sold by the square foot. Carpeting is sold by the square yard as opposed to linear measures like perimeter, which is in linear units, for example. Fencing is sold in linear units, a linear foot or yard. Linear dimensions refer to an outline or a boundary. Square units refer to the area within the boundary. Different items may have different units, but either way, you must know the linear dimensions to calculate the area. So we start with the area of a triangle, and the formula is the area equals 1/2 times the base times the height, or the B represents the base and H represents the height. So consider the triangle below. Base measures 4 centimeters, the height measures 5. Using the formula, the area is 1/2 times 4 times 5, which is 10 centimeters squared. Here we have a triangle with a base equal to 7 and the height equal to 3.5. Notice we only find the height by dropping a perpendicular to the base. So in this case, we have 1/2 times 7 times 3.5, or 12.25 cubic centimeters. So let's find the area of a triangle with base equal to 4 and height equal to 4. So our area is 1/2 base times height. Is 1/2 times 4 times 4, which is 2 times 4, which is 8 square centimeters. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon with four vertices. Some quadrilaterals have either one or two sets of parallel sides. The set of quadrilaterals includes the square, the rectangle, the parallelogram, the trapezoid, and the rhombus. So here we have a 12 by 12 grid with 12 1-inch by 1-inch squares across each row and 12 1-inch by 1-inch squares down each column. If you count the little squares, you'll find there's 144. Of course, you do not have to count little squares to find area. We have a formula. Formula for the area of a square is A equals side times side, or A equals side squared. Similarly, the area for a rectangle is found by multiplying the length times the width. So here we have a rectangle with a width of 12 inches and a length of 5, or vice versa. Area equals 5 times 12, or 60 square inches. Again, our formula, area of a rectangle is length times width. So find the area of a rectangle with length 18 feet and width 1/3 of the length. So the width is 1/3 of 18, which in this case is 6. 108 square feet. That's simple. You remodel your kitchen. Decide to change out the tile floor. The floor measures 30 feet by 15 feet. One box of tile costs $45 and covers 10 square feet. How many boxes of tile should you buy? And what would it cost? So my area is my length times my width, which is 30 times 15, which is 450 square feet. Each box covers 10 square feet, so 450. 450 divided by 10 means 45 boxes. Each box is $45, so we have 45 boxes at $45 each. 45 times 45, and we get $2,025. And that's just for the tile. 45 bucks. A parallelogram, the area of a parallelogram can be found using the formula for the area of a triangle. And we have our figure here. If we cut a diagonal across the parallel from one vertex to the opposite vertex, we have two triangles. If we multiply the area of the triangle by 2, we have the area of a parallelogram. So our area is 2 times the area of our triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. So our area is base times height, where the height is a perpendicular line drop down. So here we say find the area of a parallelogram. Now again, the area is equal to simply base times height, which is 18 times 15. Which is 270 square inches. Suppose your city's park, or city has a park in the shape of a parallelogram. The length of each street is 49 yards. The perpendicular distance is 31 yards. How much sod sold by the square foot at 45 cents per square foot plus $1 per square foot for installation and a flat $50 fee for equipment should be purchased? So we're looking at $1.45 per square foot for the sod and laying the sod. We're looking at our area equals 49 times 31. 49 times 31. So I have 1,519 square feet. And then I have 1,519 times $1.45, which gives me 2,202.55. But then I have to add our standard fee. So my final cost is $2,252.55. Next, we have a trapezoid, which is another quadrilateral. One set of parallel sides are bases. The formula for the area of a trapezoid with parallel bases AB and height H is given here. And it is 1/2 the height times A plus B. And if you think about this, we can draw the same trapezoid upside down, like here. My drawing's a little off, but you get the picture. So you see this figure here is a parallelogram now with base 22, A plus B, and height still 12. but we only want half of that. So I take area equals 1/2 times my height of 12 times A will call 6 plus B 16. Now 1/2 of 12 times 22. 6 times 22, which is what, 132? And this is inches. Okay, the rhombus has two sets of parallel sides. Find the area of a rhombus. There are two formulas we can use. One involves determining the measurement of the diagonals. Area of a rhombus is found using one of these formulas. A equals diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2, or A equals 1/2 base times height, where B is the base and H is the height. So a rhombus has an area of 40 square inches. Measure of D1 is 8. Find the measure of D2. So area equals D1 times D2 over 2. So I know my area is 40. I know D1 is 8 times D2 over 2. Multiplying both sides by 2, I get 80 equals 8D2. Dividing both sides by 8, I get 10 equals D2. 10 inches. Okay. I have a kite that measures 500 inches squared. If one of the diagonals measures 25 inches, what is the length of the other? Same problem. Area. 500 equals 25 times D2 over 2. Multiply by 2 and we get 1,000 equals 25 D2. Divide by 25, 40. 40 inches equals D2. To find the area of a regular polygon, we need to learn about a few more elements. First, the apothem of a regular polygon is a line segment that starts at the center and is perpendicular to a side. The radius of a regular polygon is also a line segment that starts at the center but extends to a vertex. So if we label the apothem A and the radius R, we have our figure here. And our area of a regular polygon is found with the formula A equals 1/2 times AP, where A is the apothem and P is the perimeter. So we have, find the area of a regular pentagon with apothem equal to 5.5 centimeters and the side length is 7. So we have 5 sides, so 7 times 5, 35. That's our perimeter. And my area equals 1/2 the apothem, which is 5.5 times 35. 2.75 times 35. And I get 96.25 square centimeters. Often we have the need to change the units of one or more items in a problem to find a solution. For example, suppose you're purchasing new carpet for a room measured in feet, but carpeting is sold in terms of yards. You'll have to convert feet to yards to purchase the correct amount of carpeting. Or you may need to convert centimeters to inches or feet to meters In each case, it's essential to use the correct equivalency. So you want to carpet your bedroom, which measures 15 by 18 feet. Carpet is sold by the square yard. So you must convert your measurements to yards. How much carpet do you buy? Okay, so there's 3 feet per yard. So essentially I take the number of feet and divide it by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5 yards. And 18 divided by 3, I have 6 yards. So my room is 5 yards by 6 yards. So I simply multiply 5 times 6 and I get 30 square yards. Okay, and now we get to circles. Just as the circumference of a circle includes the number pi, so does the formula for the area of a circle. Recall that pi is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Pi is equal to 3.14159 and so on. It represents the ratio of the circumference to the diameter, so it is a critical number in the calculation of circumference and area. So the area of the circle is given as A equals pi r squared, where r is the radius. So find the area of a circle with radius 3. Area equals pi r squared, which is pi times 3 squared, which is 9 pi, which is 9 times pi. Approximately 28.27 square centimeters. You buy a 9-inch diameter pizza for $10.99 or a 15-inch diameter pizza for $4 value. Sure. $10.99 pizza area equals half of 9, 4.5 squared times pi. $13.99 pizza has an area of 7.5 squared times pi. So 5 squared times pi. Square inches, 7.5 squared times pi. And this is roughly 176 square inches. Back. So now I have 1099, and we're just going to round up to 64. So how much is a square inch? 1099 divided by 64. And we're looking at roughly 17 cents per square inch. Okay, here we have 14.99, and we'll just round this to 177. 19.99 divided by 177, roughly 8 cents. 13.99. Okay, you decide to install a new front door with a semicircle top as shown in the figure. How much area will the door occupy? Okay, so we have a 3.5 by 6.25 rectangle right here. Then I have half a circle that has a diameter of 3.5. So the rectangular portion, simply multiply 3.5 times 6.25, and we get 21.875. And now half of 3.5 is 1.75. Radius squared times pi. I have 1.75 squared times pi gives me 9.621. We'll add this together. 69413 square feet. There we go. About 35 and a half square feet. Okay, so now let's talk about area within an area. You want to install a round hot tub on your backyard patio. How would you calculate the space needed for the hot tub? Now let's say that you want to purchase a new dining room table, but you're not sure if you have enough space for it. Common issues people face every day. So let's look at how we solve these problems. We want to find the area of the shaded figure. So our square or rhombus is 10 by 10. So the area of the rhombus is 10 times 10 or 100 centimeters squared. Now my circle has a diameter of 10, so it has a radius of 5. So 5 squared times pi. I have 25 times pi, which is roughly, and we'll just go 78.5 centimeters squared. So if this area is 75 and this whole area is 100, take the difference, 21.5 square centimeters. That is my blue area. You want to install sod on one half of your parallelogram shaped backyard as shown. Patio covers the other half. Sod costs 50 cents a bag and covers 25 square feet. How much will it cost to buy the sod? So if you remember, this triangle here and this triangle here are going to have the same area. They're going to have the same height. So really, we just need to find the shaded area here, which is the area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 times 25 times 12, which is 150 square feet. Okay, each bag covers 25. So 150 divided by 25 gives us 6 bags. And they're $50 a bag. So we have 6 times 50 gives us $300. That's how much it'll cost. And then that finishes area.